Hey, welcome back to another episode of Open Shutter. Thanks everyone for watching, listening, wherever this thing is, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever this thing is on the internet. Glad to have you aboard. And this week we have Tatiana on the program. So huge thanks to Tatiana for coming on and spending a bit of her evening talking to me about all things photography. So thanks again for coming on.
Thank you so much
Really
for
appreciate it.
having me.
Yeah, we were just talking offline about trying new things, and this podcast is a new thing for Tatiana. So thanks again for kind of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And for people that aren't following Tatiana, her links are in the description of this video. And I don't know, maybe just to kick off, maybe just a quick intro about yourself for the people that don't know who you are.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my handle is Sunshine Obsessed.
Okay.
And if you look at my feed, it's anything and everything to do with sunrise and sunset. I
Okay.
enjoy, love the mornings. Like sunsets are beautiful too.
Right.
But I find that sunsets are more of a cottagey thing for me because I'm out there
Okay.
already. I'm outside, I can
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
And I should also say I'm a fair weather photographer.
Are you? So you don't do
I
the winter.
am a fair weather photographer. I will
This is
try new things this year, but I am a fair weather photographer.
well, this is
Uh,
your time coming up right now. This is
yes,
your time.
this is my vibe.
For,
Yes, definitely.
all right.
Mornings are my thing.
Okay.
The way we have it set up with our family. I have two kids.
Yeah.
My husband takes care of the kids in the afternoon, or sorry, in the morning, so that I can either go to the gym or go shoot or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then I take care of the kids in the evening, pick them up from school, make dinner,
Yeah.
whatever. And he can go to the gym. So it's kind of balances it out
Nice.
nicely.
Nice. It's like a
Mornings
dream.
are my, like, I just take advantage of, okay, what am I going to do? I look at the weather app. I'm like, do I go to the gym or do I go to the beach and shoot?
Wow. So what do you do usually? What do you pick?
Yeah. So I just kind of decide on what the weather is like. If the weather's nice, I'm definitely going to go shoot.
Okay.
And
The,
if not, then I'm going to go to the gym.
well, so the thing, like the gym can always wait. Like the gym's always there. The
Yeah.
sunrise, whatever,
Hard.
miss
I
and
know
miss.
but yeah, but it's so hard to get motivated to go to the gym. But the sun,
Yeah,
I know sunrise is like,
you gotta do it.
gotta do.
You gotta
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Getting out there, getting, not the shot. I don't really like go out there and say, oh, I have this like shot in mind. I want to get it. It's more like I want to go and fingers crossed I'm going to get something good.
Yeah.
And I come home. And a really big part of what I do is editing. Editing
Okay.
is,
What do you use?
I use Lightroom and Photoshop
Yeah.
mainly.
Yeah. Shout
I
out Adobe.
was that
Shout
shout out to
shout, shout
Adobe.
out
Yes,
Adobe.
yeah. Yeah, most of my, I would say I spend more time editing than I do shooting, just because it's,
Right.
um, I don't know, I really enjoy it. It's fun, sit on the couch, get my tablet out, download all the
Yeah.
photos, go through
Yeah.
them, and just, you know, have a field day.
Well, it's a great way to be creative, right? It's a great way to be creative with the photos.
It is a nice way to be creative. It's a nice way to add color. It's a nice way to remove things that
Right.
maybe you don't intend or want to be there.
Right. Yeah.
And add other things that you think would make it look beautiful. I'm not an artist, I don't draw, I don't create in that way.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
having something available like a Photoshop or a Lightroom is just
Yeah.
so nice
I'm the
because you can
exact
always
same way.
press on do and just kind of
Oh, yeah.
restart all over again. I
It's
love that.
beautiful, isn't it? It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So what got you into photography in the first place?
I've always liked things that look good and pretty and things that I couldn't really create before.
Yeah.
And really, it's I started on Instagram when I got my iPhone 11, and I
Okay.
don't know if it's the same for a lot of people that started. I know some started way before, but I just I really love the portrait feature that
Right.
I guess the previous ones didn't have or I didn't have.
Yeah.
And having that separation from the subject in the background really made me feel like like a semi-pro.
Mm.
It made me feel like, oh wow, this looks so amazing. And then
Yeah.
how do I take it a step further, make the portraits look a little bit nicer? Like a lot of it is of my kids, right? But
Yeah.
also being up north, then you get into like, oh well, now the sunset looks really pretty. Now how can I play around with it?
Yeah.
So that was really the beginning of it.
Mm.
I started posting here and there, and people in the community are just like so supportive. Doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you're just starting out or you're a super pro. Everyone's like, wow, this is great. They have something nice to say about the
Yeah.
post. It just kind of keeps you going, like,
It
oh,
feels good.
that is nice. Yeah, maybe
It
I'll
feels
try
good.
it again. And I just, kept on doing more and more.
Michael Burke says, "Way to go." Is that to me or to Tatiana? I guess Tatiana.
Hi, Michael. Actually, Michael and Debbie and I did the total solar eclipse together in
Ah,
Pickering.
yes. How was
Yes,
that?
I mean epic. I would say we didn't get the total eclipse. We got,
Where were you? Yeah.
we were in Pickering, so we
Yeah.
got like it turned out good considering we thought we weren't going to get absolutely nothing. There was so much cloud cover. And in preparation for it, I had everything. I had the filter, and I've watched so many different YouTube channels and all the different settings. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. And then show up. It's like, oh, there's cloud. Now what? I didn't prepare for this. And the other thing is, you need the special solar
Yeah.
glasses. And I didn't put them on once because it was cloud cover. And let me tell you,
Wow.
my eyes hurt the next day. Don't do that.
Jeez. Don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
Every 5 minutes, they're warning you, do not look without the
I
glasses.
know, but I was trying to figure out like, oh, I think I can see
Mm,
the sun now. So, I would point the camera and then look on the screen.
yeah.
But I think I looked at it a little bit more than I needed to. So
Jeez. Well, hopefully everything's okay.
yeah, everything's fine. But I definitely noticed it the next day.
Mm, no.
Yeah.
So like this bird that came into your framer,
That
that's great
was a
timing.
fluke.
Is that a
That
fluke or is that just
was a
timing?
real, lucky fluke. That's the one I
Yeah.
used for the cover of it. But it actually turned out, it
It's
looks
epic.
really
I love
cool.
it.
It looks cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and then there's
Look
just the
at that,
different
eh?
different phases of
You
it.
got some good shots.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's aw.
You got the proud owner of an original. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah, my sister-in-law. Thank you,
Is that your
Nicola.
sister-in-law? Okay.
She's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, one of my
Cool.
supporters. I have many and so thankful for them.
That's
Thank you.
amazing. That's amazing. What a journey. Look at that. Great photos. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that was.
was it busy? Well, like where you
You know
were?
what? When we showed up, it was not that busy. It was maybe 10, 15 people. It's still also I remember it being very, very windy and we were trying to find a
Right.
place. Like, where do we set up so our tripods don't blow over? And the wind died down a bit, so it was okay. And we were like the professional photographers.
Beautiful.
you
Get out
know,
of my way. Get out
yeah.
of my way. I'm trying to take a shot.
It was I mean it was cool to hear everybody like, oh, like when it went dark, everybody was just the sounds all around you and the lake and the way everything looked. It was just really wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely an experience, right? Like it's hard to explain because when I had Eddie on, like he was just saying too, like it's
Oh,
hard to explain until
I
you
mean, what
until
they
you're actually in it.
witnessed was really like the real, not that
Yeah.
this wasn't the real thing, but you know what I mean? It was like to see it in all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I had a great time just being with, Michael and Deb and our little core. And we're just like, are you getting this? I got this. Did you get it? Oh, look at this. We're just like beyond excited.
No, it's great. It's great. Personal relationship. I guess this is your sister-in-law. Personal
Oh,
relationship. You're so talented, creative, impressive at any front. Wow.
I love you. Thank you,
It's
Nikki.
nice, eh?
So
Thanks for
sweet.
thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Well, good. I'm glad you're glad that you went to shoot the eclipse then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, when there was an announcement that came out with the school saying, oh, school's going to be closed because there's going to be an eclipse. And I'm thinking that it's going to be like not a total eclipse. I don't, not that I didn't know, but I didn't really know what that was or meant. So I
Yeah.
remember sending a message to Leanne,
Yeah.
and hey, picture this. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, not to insult your intelligence, but it's not like just an eclipse. It's like a total eclipse. And like,
Yeah.
this is what you need to prepare for it. And she, kind of gave me all the, the details and where to look and all
Yeah.
that. So just, the community and the process of helping each other
Yeah.
out is wonderful.
It's good. Well, it just helps with just like overall like progress of like the craft because there's just so much to know. It's hard to kind of like understand everything until you're actually in the right kind of like group or right kind of environment to kind of keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Burke, experience that we remember forever. Absolutely. Talking about this podcast, you're talking about the eclipse. I guess the eclipse. Probably the eclipse, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, I'll
Um,
remember forever too, buddy.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like your shots are great. Like, how do you usually ap- approach your shots? Like, do you have a certain like method that you use that you want to share?
So the very top right one,
Yeah.
yeah, this one here, that one is one of the cottages up north. Oh, thank you.
Jeez.
I We're up in Honey Harbor, Georgian Bay area,
Yeah.
and a few years ago I got a sea-doo, and one of the things I love
Nice.
doing is hopping on the sea-doo first thing in the morning and just going out. And my intention was to get something like, wow, this
Yeah,
is
it's epic.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
But the cottage and the rocks and the trees are like, yes, this is like what it was. And then in that particular case, I used an app
Yeah.
for the sky, like a sky replacement, and
Yep.
played around with the colors, and then used another app for like reflection. So kind of putting it
Yeah.
together, like kind of
Yeah.
seeing it as a raw, like if you see
Yeah.
the rough island, you're like, yeah, it's just a cottage, whatever. But my intention is like, well, how can I make it
Man.
more interesting? How can I make it
Yeah.
pop more? That's more of the editing side of things that I
Mm,
really, really enjoy. And that was
yeah.
with my iPhone. And this year, after the Twist Gallery, which we talked a little bit about before coming on,
Yeah.
um, I got myself a new camera setup that I'm looking forward to, like actually using
What do
a
you what do you
kid's camera.
what do you have? What did you
I
get?
got a Canon R5,
Beautiful.
and I got some a telephoto and a wide angle to go with that. And
Beautiful.
also I got some filters to do, like actually do the long exposure, that I can
Mm,
actually do a shot like this.
yes.
Legit.
Yeah.
I
Wow,
want to give it a try.
that's pretty
Uh,
good though.
and kind of play around with it.
Debbie's going Lightroom, right, with this shot?
Oh, honey. A combination, Lightroom and some apps.
You know, you know.
You
Just
know,
the apps.
the apps. I got some apps. When we were in Mexico, we
You
used
use it. Oh, you use the glass ball. It's a fun
No,
little
I
toy
need to
though.
do more. I need to do more. I brought it all the way to Mexico with me, and I took some shots, and I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many things to try.
So many things.
So many things.
To me,
Yeah.
it's like really trying to make the shot different. Like, how are you going to make the shot different? So
Yes.
that's really what pushes
And
me to,
colorful.
and
That's my.
colorful. You want to like grab someone's attention, I guess, eh? Like you want to
Yes.
like stop. You want to stop people scroll
Mm-hmm.
the mid scroll. Just stop and say, "Oh, that's interesting." Now all of a sudden, I want to buy a cottage. I want to buy a cottage in Muskoka. All of a sudden, be like a real estate shot right there.
Real estate shot. Yeah. So I did a couple of shots like that in the summertime, and I plan to go out and do more. I like to actually. My husband for Christmas got me some lights for the Sea-Doo.
Nice.
Put you on the spot a little, right? Absolutely, honey. Go ahead.
Love
um,
it.
he got me lights for the Sea-Doo, so which means that
Really?
I'm. Yes, you're welcome to Honey Harbor. Come on, come on by. Um, got me lights for the Sea-Doo, which will allow me to get out earlier on the water and go
Right.
out further and see more things and explore more. So that is like the one
Oh,
thing that I'm so looking forward to.
jeez, could be epic.
I hope so. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. And see what's like the best spot up there to shoot? Up where your cottage is? Like, is there a good
You
like a?
know what? I have to say, like Georgian Bay is just
Yeah.
really so spectacular. Like there's so many, like what makes this so beautiful and the cottage so beautiful is just the rocks. You know, if the
Mm,
water level is a little bit low, you see all this exposed rock, all this white pine. Like it's just, mm, I don't know.
nice.
It's so beautiful.
Bucket list places you want to spend time to shoot.
Do you have a bucket? Oh, um,
Yeah, where do you want to shoot?
so that's a really good question. And there's so many that I've just kind of parked away. Like I look at other photographers who travel. Like I don't really travel. Like I'm
Yeah,
within, here I'm local home. We do home and kind of Mexico. Those are like my two
right.
things.
Sure.
But anywhere, I mean, anywhere would be amazing to go. There's so many places to travel and see mountains and oceans. And
Yeah.
my husband always says, "Oh, well, one day when the kids are gone, we'll go. I'll be your mule. I'll carry your stuff for you, your tripod, and you just go and do your things." So we're not there yet. I'm really like there's so like that picture on the top left. That's at from High Park,
Yeah.
and I mean, obviously, there's been changes made to it. That's not the original. But that's the process that I love. But this is right in my backyard. Like I literally hopped on the subway. I'm just on the
Yeah.
Danforth. Hopped on the subway, the first train, went over to High Park, 30-minute ride, got out,
And
and
you're there.
boom.
Yeah.
And actually, this picture has already been sold to to my neighbor, who's a really good
Nice.
supporter of mine. Thank you if you're listening.
That's
But
awesome.
shots like this, that yes, I do want to go and I do want to explore and I want to see other places.
Yeah.
But right in my backyard, there's so many
Yeah.
incredible things. And it's also like for me, it's a balance of the reason why also I kind of got into photography, when the iPhone 11 came out, as my kids are starting to get a little bit older, it
Yeah.
just takes time, right? Like for me to go out and shoot, I got to drive where I'm going, I got to shoot, I got to turn around, come back. That could be 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's 3 hours that I'm taking away from my family. That's kind of how like I think
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
about it. So now that the
Mm.
kids are a little bit older, it's easy because by the time I get home, they're still sleeping. It's a little bit easier now, so
Right.
I can get away with that. So slowly, have the ability to explore a little more. I
Yeah.
would love to do astrophotography.
Mm.
Totally the opposite of my sunshine obsessed.
Yeah.
But
Star obsessed.
yeah,
That's your
or
kind
it
right
would just
there.
go under Tatiana clicks.
Or that one too. Yeah, absolutely. Honey Harbor Chateau Collection. Shout out to Josh.
Hi, bestie.
Debbie wants to go to Grand Canyon
Yes, Debbie. Yes.
or Africa.
Oh, I know.
Same.
That's what I mean. Like people have gone places, and I don't want to be like jealous about it because there's so many wonderful places to shoot here. But yes, I would
Yeah.
totally love to go there.
Yeah.
I just feel like if I would go to places like that, I would go there just to shoot. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, let's go for a nice dinner. And then I would be like, I just want to see it all, like right now.
Well, we all do, right? We all do, but I mean, I think it's all timing in the end. It's all timing, and I always find that whenever I go somewhere and shoot it, I always come back and say, "Oh, I need to go back because I know I can do it better." Like it never really ends. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I got to go back because I got a new camera, I got better editing, whatever the case is. So it never really ends. It just kind of builds up, But the important thing is to like enjoy it too. Like I always find that when I travel, like I'm always shooting, but like sometimes just like stop myself and just actually just enjoy being there
Enjoy it.
too. Like just stop for a second.
I feel like I never have enough time. I
Right. Well,
always
that's what I
feel like
mean.
I cut it
Yeah.
short. I always feel like, oh, I got to go to work. Oh, I got to go to the gym. Oh, I got to go
Yeah.
home and take care of the kids. Like I'm not quite there yet. I always feel like I could use more time.
Yeah. But I think that's also all of us too. Like we're also our own worst critic in the end. Like
Yes.
we're always so hard on ourselves where, really that's not the case. Like it's never as bad as you think it is. You know what I mean? Patricia, what camera are you shooting with and what's your favorite lens? Well, she just got her Canon RP.
Ooh, my 70 to 200.
Oh yeah.
It is like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love my
Yeah.
new camera and lens so much. Like it is, I feel like it's like, I call it my baby. And my family knows, my kids know. They're like, Mom, your baby. Like at first, my daughter was, because her and I are super, super close. She
Yeah.
was a little bit jealous,
Really? Wow.
a little bit jealous of the camera. But now she's kind of got over it. She's like, yeah, I know you have another baby, whatever. But I do. It's the camera and the lens. I find is to me, like I had a DSLR camera, and to figure out settings and to shoot something, I always just found it so intimidating and so hard. But
Right.
the iPhone was just so intuitive. Like, oh, I want to zoom in. Boom, you zoom in. Oh, I want to make it a little bit lighter or darker. You just like use your, little slider. But the mirrorless is the same thing. And
Yeah.
that's why I love it. I'm like, oh, just, not pretty much point and shoot, but it's a lot easier to use. So with this particular setup, I feel like whatever my intention is to take the picture,
Yeah.
it comes out similar to how I
Mm.
envision it, especially after I
That's the dream, to have the shot as what you saw in your mind. What a dream, eh? Nothing worse than like taking a shot. It's like, this is not what I was thinking.
Well, closer than like with an iPhone, like just
Right.
I guess the quality of it and the colors and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not like overly technical. I just need something super easy and fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think just taking a great shot is really just all about like timing and having a really good eye in the end. Because you could have the greatest camera out there, but if you miss like the sunset, then you miss the shot, right? So
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like there's a balance to everything too. How long have you been shooting for? Michael Burke. These are great questions. Jeez. You guys should have your own podcast.
Like actively shooting like for the last like few years, but I have to say like for our like our honeymoon or wedding anniversary, our wedding
Right.
present, my parents-in-law got us like a nice, really nice at the time, like camera, lenses,
Yeah.
tripod, travel bag. And the intention was, when we go on our honeymoon, that we bring it with us.
Mm.
And that was like my first intro to like, wow, this is kind of cool. But it was more point and shoot. There wasn't any like, oh, well,
Right.
what's a long exposure, or, like shooting into the sun, or, making sure your horizon is level. Like these are the things that I'm kind of learning as I go along that make, something look more beautiful than just straight at a camera.
Did you say action photography? Did you say action photography?
Action photography. Oh, oh, Debbie, I love you. You're so sweet, honey. So my yes, action photography. My son plays basketball.
Nice.
And actually, I mean, I do use my camera on my kids more than I do, even my, Sunshine Obsessed.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of photos for the team. Just shooting
Nice.
the playoffs not too long ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I mean,
you liked it?
They legit look professional professional photos. They look so good.
Awesome.
And yeah, Debbie and I have been bouncing ideas back and forth on, like helping each other out, because she does a ton of stuff with sports photography and headshots, and she's a pro at that. I know you interviewed her, so
yeah.
And so yeah, she's been kind of helping me along with this journey, because one of the coaches had said, hey, would be interested if you'd come out and shoot the teams in East York, and
Mm,
I was like, oh, okay, well, what would that be like? And what do I need? And anyways, that's
right.
just like a whole other thing that I don't know that like it's not something that I necessarily want to go. Like I will, do it because my son's doing it and I'll, as part of that. But I'm not going out of my way necessarily to do that because I
Makes
enjoy
sense.
the sun. I want to see the sun.
You wanna,
Nice.
yeah. No, it makes
I
sense.
want to spend my time.
It makes sense. Patricia, yes, Astro, I'll come with you. Okay, there you
Okay,
go.
you're in then.
Shout out for Meredith. I love tea.
I love you more, baby. Her and I had our babies together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, my mommy group. Our kids are 12.
That's awesome.
Special, I don't know. I don't know if you need special equipment for
Yeah,
astrophotography.
yeah, I think you do.
I
A
would
little
take
bit.
your word for it.
A
I
little
would
bit.
take your word for it. You probably know what you're talking about.
Ask, ask,
What
ask
do you need
Eddie.
for
Ask Eddie.
astrophotography? Oh, I
Sorry.
know. What do you need for astrophotography?
Um, really fast lens, like because you want to get as wide open as possible with like the aperture.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Eddie. He'll know.
Oh, Eddie knows a lot.
Eddie knows a lot about that stuff.
I know. And he's very helpful. He's very much a community man.
100%. 100%. 7200 is the workhorse.
Yes.
Debbie has to get her mirrorless. Yeah, Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie. Go get a mirrorless, honey.
Yeah, mirrorless, like they've really come a long way. Like they're just so like they're great. So
It's the ease of use for me.
yeah, exactly. Thought you said you want to shoot sports. Yeah. Astro. Wow. Sir lenses for Astro. Does Mike do Astro?
Mike, do you do astro? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I would love
I
to
can't
do
remember.
astro. I've never really thought about it too much up until recently. And one of the reasons I really, really want to do it now is because there's ladies of the GTA. It's like a group that recently started,
Yeah.
and it is what it sounds like. And there are so many talented women in that group that
Nice.
offer a variety of,
Nice.
I'm in sports, or I'm in landscape, or I'm in,
Right.
wildlife. And just recently, there's been circulation of astro photos, and I'm just like, wow, is this for real? How is this
It's
real?
awesome, eh?
Like, it's legit real. And they know what they're doing. And it's like, okay, well, I'll go with someone, especially a group of ladies in the middle of the dark, in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere, to go take
Yeah.
astro photos. Yes, count me in.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Although
Yeah.
I heard somebody say something about bugs,
Yeah.
which
Mosquitoes,
flies,
I guess. Yeah.
mosquitoes, and
In the summertime, I
yeah,
guess.
mosquitoes really love me. So I'll have to figure something out for that.
Yeah, I really,
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's good that, you have all these groups out there because again, it just really helps you just to keep going and just to keep learning stuff and just to keep it fun because, sometimes it gets a little bit lonely sometimes, but the fact that you have like people around you, it just makes it just much more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
For the longest time, I was really more solo and just getting to know people in the community. But meeting someone online is very different to then meeting them in person. Like
True.
Michael work, for example, we were
Yeah.
lining up to do the CN Tower Toronto sunrise, and he
Nice.
was right in front of me, but his back was to me.
Yeah.
And I looked at his side profile, I'm like, "Are you Michael?" He's like, "You're Tatiana."
Oh,
It's it's cool, right? Like it's
yeah.
just so
Well,
so
when you put a face to like the when you put a face to the IG account, it just makes it more real.
and then the personality, right?
Yeah,
And then like actually
exactly.
having the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Mosquitoes go to bed after 2 a.m. Okay.
Okay, I'll see you there.
I think it's 2 a.m. it is. Yeah, Kurt Wang does. Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt is actually the first meetup I ever did.
Yeah.
was, I believe it was set up by Mike and Mike Toronto T dot
T dot
T dot
shop.
Products,
Yep.
and Kurt Wang. And I remember it was on the weekend, and it was for Sunrise, Toronto Sunrise, and it
Yeah.
was. And I remember I was like, okay, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna meet some people in the community. I was
Yeah.
just, kind of nervous. I came a little late because I was coming actually from Honey Harbor. So,
Yeah.
in the summertime, it's early as it is, plus leaving. I think I left at like, I don't know, like 3:34 in the morning to be, down there in time kind of thing. But I was late because you don't show up for actual sunrise. You show up like 45 minutes before sunrise. But,
Yeah.
maybe I
Blue
had
hour.
no idea.
The blue hour.
And I didn't want to show up with my cell phone. And, I just felt like I had to come with like a camera to this group thing. It's just
Right.
my own feeling that it didn't make me feel that way. That's just, I put that on myself. And I had the DSLR. I had the tripod. I brought the DSLR. I'm like all excited. I get there. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I go
Yeah.
to set up, and I had forgotten my attachment to the tripod.
Ah, the plate.
So now I'm like totally embarrassed. And
Damn.
Kurt's like, oh, don't worry. I might have one for you. So everyone's like searching for his bag, and he comes back and he's like, he tried to put it on, but it was like, I guess for the newer tripods, the tripod that I had was the original one
Right.
that I got from my father-in-law when we got married, which was like 16, 17 years ago. And apparently it's not compatible with what outside now. Anyways, I ended up using my cell phone. That's
okay.
that's the story.
We've all been there though. We've all showed up somewhere and forgot something. So I've
Yeah.
forgotten batteries. I've forgotten all kinds of things. So happens to everyone. Like I think it's a funny story. Just you just put it that way.
It's a funny story, and in the end, it's the community and people trying to help each other that I thought was very nice.
Eddie's saying, "Come to the Gloucester pool, my friend Catherine. I love you at."
Aww.
Where's Gloucester pool?
Oh, it's not that far from where we are. It's like Port
What is it?
Severn area.
What is it? Is it a lake? What is it?
Oh yeah. It's a lake, like 6 Mile Lake, like in that area. And
Really?
actually, one of the things I'm going to be doing this summer, that one photo that I showed you or that you posted with the cottage, I've posted around in like the cottagey areas just to kind of say, hey, going to be helping in my Sea-Doo and doing some some shots
Right.
of clients. Are you interested? So my girlfriend Catherine will be one of the ones I'll be doing for sure this summer. Her cottage, we've been going there. Like my kids have known that cottage since birth, since before
Oh,
my kids
really?
were around. Yeah.
Wow, what a place!
It's
What a
really.
place!
They are high up on a rock, so they just overlook the. Oh my gosh, it's just really spectacular.
Wow. Katie, I'm coming.
Maybe we can do a meetup there one time.
Maybe we can do a meetup there. Yeah, I'm always looking for new places. I'm always looking for new
Mhm.
places. Yeah, it's
Gotta
funny
get.
that you mentioned like
Sorry.
it's funny that you mentioned like meetup groups because over the weekend I was at a meetup and someone was telling me that they were at like another meetup group and he was trying to sign up, but for some reason they told him that his whatever vision didn't align with like their goals, so they denied him membership, quote unquote, to like the meetup group. I'm like, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Like, you know,
That
that's what
doesn't
we
seem
do.
right.
Right? Doesn't seem right, right? Like
That doesn't seem inclusive and
that's what I mean.
community like.
That's what I mean. Like there are groups like that just like will deny people whatever. It's like, well, I just it's so silly, but it does happen sometimes, so
Yeah, I guess I've been fortunate.
yeah.
And there are really great people in the community that have helped out so much. Just kind of help me stay on track in
Yeah.
terms of achieving my goals of what I want to achieve in terms of photography, like the looks
Yeah.
that I'm going for. Like how do you I'm always trying to figure out how do you do that?
Mm.
And that's kind of what keeps me.
Yeah.
excited and going.
Yeah, and the fact that you can ask the question, I mean, it's just, because to me, it's like we've all had the same question at one point or another. Like it's just part of like the process of just learning the craft and just, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? And again, being in the right group to ask the question is important, because if you don't feel you're in the right group, then you probably won't ask the question, and then that's not good.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Or asking the question and people don't share.
Or yeah, they don't want to share for some odd reason. But
Mm.
Mike's sharing. Mike's got you.
Mike's sharing, yeah. Aw, thanks.
Yeah, you mentioned like the Twist Gallery. So I know
Oh,
I've had a couple of people on that I've also at the Twist Gallery. So I'd love to have your thoughts on that too.
um, it really was an incredible experience. Like, just, kind of to back it up a little bit, like, just to even be invited and considered to
Mm,
be part of it.
yeah.
I had to read the invitation a few times. Like, are you sure? Like, I even sent them an email back saying, are you sure this is me you're wanting to participate? Because prior to Twist, I, just go out, share my photos, connect with other people, obsess over their photos and how do they do it and how amazing. And it's just, for me, it's always been that back and forth community of supporting each other. It was never on my radar to sell anything.
Yeah.
To do photos is just, like I said, I have a full-time job, I have a family, I have, things that I'm like focused on. And this just seemed like not something, like I said, was on my radar. So anyways, when they had approached me, I thought about it and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, like, our living room, like, we have no photos. I
What?
have over like 120 photos on my iPhone, and my living room dining, like, there's no photos. Like, I don't print any of my photos, like, at all. There's
Right.
nothing.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? This would be a good opportunity for me
Yes.
to actually print something. And
Yeah.
then, like, I knew every print, where it would go in the house. I
Okay.
picked up the sizes. They're all 16 by 20, like, nice big frames. And I could just have them all, like, everything had a spot. And okay, so I knew what I was going to do, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. So I did reach out again to members of the community, and I know Eddie had said it, and I'll say it as well. But Patrick really helped out. I'm like,
Shout
hey, I know you've done this before. Could you, like, what
out.
size should I do? What,
Okay.
how much should I charge? How many should
Mm,
I do? Like, just
mm.
what photos should I pick? Like, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And he, like, literally held my hand and said, okay, you need to call this place. You need to talk to this person. They know what they've done for me. They'll do a similar thing with you. And that's it. And ever since then, I've been, like, it was really successful show. I was not expecting to sell any frames or any at all. Um, but Nicola bought a frame. Josh and Patricia bought a frame. There's others did as well. And just recently too, the two cherry blossom trees, one on this account and one on Tatiana Clicks,
Yeah.
have also been recently sold. So um, that just kind of got me into, like, a new thing, like, new ways of doing things, new way of thinking of photography. I'm like, okay, well, if people actually buy my work, maybe I should get, like, a real camera. And that's kind of how I got about
Mm,
getting the DSLR camera.
yeah.
Um, Sorry, 1 second.
No
I
worries.
I have a foot massager underneath my desk.
Okay. Me too. It's weird.
I turned it on accidentally, so it's making noise. 1 second. It's heated and everything, but anyways, I
Oh,
pressed it
nice.
accidentally. Back to the interview.
How did Twist find you? Debbie's asking. How did Twist find you?
I'm assuming Instagram, because that's really, I post there and then it automatically posts on Facebook as well. But I think it was
Mm,
through, I mean, they contact me through Instagram, so that's how it
okay.
was.
Okay.
But yeah, the experience itself, getting there and putting it up and meeting people. I mean, just playing with Patrick and Eddie, like
Yeah.
I feel like they're
We,
like gods in photography, and to share, the same space is like, I mean,
it's cool, eh? It's
yeah,
cool.
it's very,
It's
very cool.
cool.
And it was a very cool experience. And to me, it felt like a wedding. Unfortunately,
Ah,
my husband could not be there because my kids were sick, so he had to stay home. But
right.
I had family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, like
Wow.
contractors, like just kind of a little bit of everybody, People came, people went, there was music. Like I
Yeah.
definitely had quite a few glasses of wine. I was happy, and prints were selling, and it was so good. Yeah,
Amazing, eh?
it was a really nice time.
Amazing.
Would I do it again? I don't know if I would do it again. It was a bit of work, like just organizing it all and getting it done.
Yeah.
But
Or would you do it differently, like a different show, or maybe like your own show kind of thing?
that's a thing.
Well, it could be.
Not something that I've thought about. I don't know. I'm
Could
not.
be.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, because like selling prints is such a different experience. Because once, like for me, it's like once you sell prints, like it's no longer like yours; it's theirs too. You're kind of giving something away a little bit.
Yeah, but to me, that it makes me feel so happy.
Yeah.
I had my neighbor come by earlier this week, and the cherry blossom tree is doing so well on Instagram. So because he had purchased one of my prints from the gallery, and I said, "Oh, this one's doing really well. Let me show it to you." And before I could even like flip the phone, he's like, "I
Yeah.
love it. I want it."
Jeez.
like he was just like legit, like, this is what I want, and that just makes me so happy. I'm like, I love
Nice.
this. This is so
Nice.
great.
It's cool, eh?
It's a very cool feeling. It's a very
Yeah.
cool feeling, and I wouldn't mind doing a little bit more of that. Why not?
Yeah. You
Maybe
never know. You never know where it's gonna
make it a
lead.
little different.
Like,
Yeah,
you never know where it's gonna go. The
absolutely.
internet's a weird place sometimes. Sometimes stuff gets around. It's like, oh, you never know. It just to me, it's like you always got to kind of like put yourself out there and just see where it goes. Because again, doing the twist thing, amazing experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That was,
for
yes.
for people that are thinking about doing twist next time, I guess
Definitely
Tatiana
do it.
says
If
give it
you
a
haven't
go.
done it once, like I definitely, I suggest you do it because the whole community comes out too. It's not
Yeah,
just the people that support me, but it's the whole community that supports all the artists that were there. And there was so much
yeah,
talent and diversity there. It was amazing.
yeah. And you're also putting again like faces to like the names. Like you're putting like people behind the names. They're no longer just handles on Instagram. Now they're actual people, which is a totally different thing when you're actually talking to someone too, like in real life. It's much more rewarding too sometimes. It's just a different experience again, talking to an artist like live in real life. It's cool,
I agree.
So but it's awesome. Like hopefully keep selling. Now, if people that want to buy your print, should they just message you on Instagram directly? Like what's the best way for people to contact you?
For now would be Instagram. I
Yeah.
am working on I'm putting together a website soon, but so far it's been through
Yeah.
either yeah, just either Facebook, and a lot of it has been like people that I know. It hasn't been just someone random reaching out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a crazy supportive community, and people around in my life, which I'm very thankful for.
Nice. That's good. Have you ever won any awards with your photographs?
Yes. Yeah.
Award
So,
winning.
um,
Award winning photographer Tatiana. That's where you
yeah, I think yes, thank you for asking. So T Dot Shots does competitions, usually like photo contests every year. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's every year. I mean, last year they did it, and they have different categories: landscape, street, art. and I submitted in the Ludi Lighthouse that I did. That was
Mm,
kind of a reflection, and that one won first place.
okay.
And actually, that one there I used for Twist Gallery. I used it as a limited edition of
Okay.
only prints. Yeah,
Really?
so and two of them were sold. So if anybody needs one more, just saying. Just
The Ludi Lighthouse, is that on which account is that on?
that's on the Sunshine Obsessed.
Okay. Trying to find it real quick here.
It's 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 blue, and there's it's a reflection of. It's probably down
Is
further.
it? Let me pull it up. Just looking. What's up with Victoria Day? What's up with Victoria Day?
Oh, thank you for asking, my friend. Oh, right
Okay.
there. Well, it's on the twist. Yeah, it's that one
This
there.
one?
Yeah,
Holy smokes. Looks like it's in the middle of the lake.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so two things that I do actually. Thank you for bringing that up, my friend. I do usually Sunday Sizzle. That started
Sunday
about two
Sizzle?
Sunday Sizzle. Yeah, so I usually post twice a week, and that's just more to keep me off Instagram too much, like just kind of
Okay.
stay focused with certain days.
Okay.
But also, I do the countdown to Victoria Day weekend because, as I
Yeah.
mentioned, I don't know if this was while we were live or before we got on live, but I was saying that I'm a fair weather shooter, and
Mm.
I don't like after Thanksgiving, it just gets kind of poopy.
It's kind of poopy.
I don't like it. I mean, I try to really. I know we live in Canada, and this year, actually, this winter has been incredible. It's been
It's
so
been
nice
good.
and warm.
Yeah.
It's like
Hopefully it's over.
complaints. But when the new year starts, I just start counting down the weekends, like how many days until Victoria Day weekend, because that is when we go up north, and that is when we
Mm.
put our water toys in, and we play in the sun, and we explore, and it's just a feel good, mm, all
Wow.
summer long, into
Okay.
the fall. Yeah, that's just like our vibe, and it helps me. And honestly, this whole thing with Sunshine Obsessed has really helped me, um, like maybe mentally, like that's the way to say it. Like
Sure.
I do feel like, I like the color, I like the pop, I'm always in black. Like anybody knows me, I'm always in black.
Right.
And my photos is a way of just like
Mm.
expressing that color. You can't go wrong. You can always hit on do and, whatever. But I like those punchy colors, and they just make me feel good. And on a
Yeah.
great day and on a cold day, it just warms you up.
It's a
I
mood.
just
It's a mood booster.
Thank you.
It's a
Well
mood
said.
booster.
Well summarized. Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. And that's been really my main focus with Sunshine Obsessed.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, that's the Victoria Day. And then I started another one. What is it? Oh, Friday's Gateway. So that's on a Thursday, and
Okay.
that's just pumping you up for Friday. We're almost
Okay.
there. you know, Sometimes you get gray days, and to see something beautiful and summery pop up and makes me
Yeah.
feel good. When I go through the feed and I see someone else's colorful feed, it's just like, oh yes, exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
It's kind of the
It's funny. It's funny because it's so simple, yet sometimes it can be so effective and just kind of breaking a mood, right?
Yeah, and it's not for everybody, but it's definitely for me, and
Mm.
I love it. It makes me feel good.
Yeah. I love this Ludi photo. It's crazy. Crazy good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've never seen it shot that way. So yeah, it's really,
I
really unique.
know because people always
Like,
talk about, oh, this place is like overshot. Everybody takes pictures of it. Da, da,
yeah,
da.
that's
And
exactly how are you gonna make it different, right? Just it's a perfect example of like how are you gonna make the CN Tower different? Like what are you gonna do? So it really kind of forces you to think differently, which is like fun too. If you come at it with the right angle or the right attitude, it can be fun. You know, because sometimes sometimes we put so much pressure. Oh, we got to take an amazing shot now. It has to be now. It's like, what am I gonna do? Kind of freeze in the moment. It's like, just have fun with it. You know,
Have fun with it. And that's
you
where
need
the
to
edit,
have fun.
like honestly, that shot is that's where the editing comes in. Like that's not the way I took it out of camera. That
Yeah.
is 100% not what it looked like at
No.
all.
No.
So it's like to your point, like, okay, it's a winter day, it's cold. I'm not gonna go out and shoot, but I can certainly sit here and edit. I can edit and make
You ever
like a
do like a
score.
before? You ever do like a before after post?
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, because I think people would be. I think I would be interested in looking at the before and after, and then maybe you can do a little breakdown of how you did it if you want.
I
Because
that
I
would
think
be a lot of
people
work.
want to know that stuff.
And you know who actually does a really good job at this
Yeah.
is Michelle
Okay.
Magpie.
Okay.
She is like, I love following her because she does a really good job of, okay, you have like a certain photo, you're like, oh wow, this is amazing. And then you flip through it and it tells you step by step how she got there. I'm like, thank you. I
There
will
you
see
go.
that and I will try it. And that's what
Yeah.
I do. I just feel like to put that together is
Yeah.
not,
It's
I'm
not your
not that
thing.
good or fast at it.
No.
But I would be happy to try that, yeah, and do like a before and after. I was thinking about doing that with the cherry blossom tree,
Should.
and I didn't end up, but there's a few people, we're kind of going back and forth on, oh, this is amazing, oh, this and that. I'm like, okay, thank you, and there's a few times where I'm like, this is not like this is not how it came out, right? Like I made some
Yeah.
adjustments to it.
Sure.
And then somebody made a comment, oh, where is this from? I said, oh, Hyde Park. And
Yeah.
then they said, oh, okay, I'm going to go and shoot. And so I sent them the raw file, like, just so you know, you are not going to find this picture. This is what
Yeah.
it looks
You
like.
don't want them like looking
So you
for
don't have
hours.
to
Yeah.
go there like, oh my
Yeah.
God, where did she shoot this from?
Yeah.
So like,
Exactly.
I don't have any issues sharing that at all.
Well, I think people would be at least interested in seeing the before and just kind of like seeing like how it was, and kind of peeking behind the curtain. You know, I think that's cool too.
I'll do that. That's a really good suggestion.
Before after Wednesdays. That's like you could theme it. Before after Wednesdays.
Oh,
Lead you to the Gateway Fridays.
yeah.
I'm
You're gonna do my marketing for me.
Yeah, exactly. We're making things happen here as we speak. Do what you love, Meredith. Meredith. Shout out to Meredith.
Thank you, honey.
Where's
Meredith is a singer, by the way. So
Oh
she
yeah?
can
What
sing
does
and
she
I can
sing?
take pictures and
What?
she just sings her heart out. She just feels good about a song and she'll
Yeah.
record it and send it to me.
Oh yeah?
And that's how she makes my day.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
That's
beautiful.
cool. We all need friends like that.
Oh, she fills my heart with joy. She knows that.
You know?
Yeah, I have some
That's
pretty cool friends.
that's awesome. Um what's your favorite place in Toronto to shoot in the city? Do you have a favorite place? Beside Hyde Park.
Well, I think the Gap is like
Right.
kind of epic.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those spots that is just so, yeah, just so pretty.
It's nice, eh?
It's a nice place, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Although, like now, I was actually thinking about because there's a whole bunch of like alignments happening there, like the
Right.
sun alignment, and I was thinking about going this morning.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about the traffic of getting over
Mm,
to the other side and the traffic coming back. Like now it's getting like a lot worse with the closing down of the lanes,
yeah.
each way. It's like so painful.
I know.
That's why like going to Hyde Park is like I'm getting on the subway, poof, half an hour there, half an hour back, no
You got
problem.
to make it as easy as possible, just so that
Easy,
you can
or else
do
I'm
it.
not gonna do it. Or anybody, right? I mean,
Mm.
I don't know. I shouldn't say that. There are some people that really go the extra mile. And props to them.
Yeah. For me, it's like having as less friction as possible.
Yes.
Remove all the friction, and then see what happens.
Another place that I really love
Instagram.
is Tommy Thompson.
Yeah, Tommy Thompson, good spot.
Last was it Mother's Day? Around that time, my husband got me a scooter because I went out there like to walk. It's a decent walk.
Yeah, it is.
Tommy Thompson, like going out,
Yeah.
and the further I go, I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Oh, I go further and further and further. You get some more and more beautiful. And then the sun goes down, and then you're in the middle of nowhere, and it's like legit pitch black.
Yeah.
Light.
I know.
I got a little scared. I'm like, oh. I mean, I guess I could have had a bike, but the scooter's just so easy.
Well, it's handy, right?
It's handy. I can fold it up, toss it in the trunk, go down. It's not that far from my house.
It's handy.
That's an easy place for me to go to.
Yeah.
Tommy Thompson and like Woodbine Beach are very close to me and very easy for me to get to.
Yeah. Those are definitely good spots. Yeah, for me, it's like having as less friction as possible, because otherwise I won't do it probably. Because it's so easy not to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy. Just I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month, and then before you know it, it's like November.
Oh no!
It's like, how'd that happen?
Don't say that word. We're just getting into spring.
I know, right? If you had a chance, we should meet up at Sunnyside Park or Humber Bay for sunrises.
Yes, I'll fight the traffic to get there.
Humber Bay is a great spot. Yeah, I've seen some really good shots at Humber Bay. What's your number one tip for people that are starting out that you would give to someone?
Less, like what you said about the friction. I think if you have less friction, you're more likely to go out and do it, and just go out, practice, go out and just do it. Just shoot, edit, find what you like. Different people like different things. Like some people like to go and like do the research and like the photo pills. Like there are some people in the community that are like super experts at photo pills, and Kurt is one of them. And I already put my name on the list to do a workshop with him, when it gets warmer. But that to me, it hurts my brain.
Yeah.
I wish I could just look at it and be like, and magic. No, I'm not there yet. I would like to be there, but I'm not there yet. So I'm less likely to do that unless somebody says, hey, we have a really cool, moon or sun alignment. Do you want to come? Yes, I'm 100% in. But I'm not at the point where I'm going to try to figure it out. So take the pain points away. And if DSLR or mirrorless, like DSLR is too complicated or mirrorless is too expensive, use your phone. Yeah. There's so many apps that you can use for your phone to like edit and put filters on and just have a good old time.
Yeah. There's really no excuses.
Right.
Are there?
No, I don't think so. Even weather, it doesn't matter. I mean, like it's, different people like different things. It doesn't have to be, sunshine. You can go during the day. Nature. Yeah. It's important to find what you like to shoot too. Yes. What gets you excited? What gets you out of bed when everybody else is sleeping? Yeah, exactly. And that's when you know that you found it, if you're like getting up before everyone else is. Yeah. That's a pretty good telltale sign, Yeah, those are good tips. I think I don't know. I think everyone, everyone has a camera now, so there's really no excuse. Just go out there, right, and just see what happens. Go out there, and you know what? And post on Instagram. I would say post on Instagram and find your own little supportive community, because there's always somebody starting out, and there's always going to be somebody there to support you and help you if you ask. If people ask for help, it's important to ask for help. I think it's important to ask for help. Yeah. And not everyone's comfortable doing that. Yeah, I guess.
But like I said before, everyone
all get hung up in our own, whatever it is. But yeah, I think just let it go. Let it go. I think again that ties into like just finding people that you can hang out with, because if you're in the right group, then you'll ask the question. It kind of goes hand in hand with everything else. Like it's kind of tied together with starting out and learning and just asking questions and just kind of growing, because if you're not in the right group, then you probably won't pick up the camera the next day and the next month and so on and so forth. So they're all like little things, but they're big things when they kind of like add up after a little bit, They kind of like stack up against each other. So yeah, it takes time for sure. It takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. Like I think especially nowadays, people just want
the instant gratification, like the instant reward, and they go on Instagram, and sometimes you see people with like 1 million followers, but they've been at it for 25 years or whatever the case is, right? So you don't
Yeah,
know the
and
kid
I'm not
behind
gonna
it.
say the followers are not important because I was really hung up on that for a really long
Yeah,
time, and I have to
exactly.
post every day and this
You
and
gotta
that.
put
It
if
was
it's
just like, that's not my intention.
no.
That is not my intention. And that's why now
Mm,
I'm really only posting on Thursdays and Sundays. That is intentional. That is what
mm.
I want to do. I know what I'm going to post. I know what I'm going to say. And to me, I look forward to it. Like those are the days I look forward to intentionally connecting with,
Mm.
people
I like that. I like being intentional.
and
I don't think,
friends on Instagram. Yeah.
yeah, I think being intentional is important, and it's so like, yeah, because it's so easy just to kind of just scroll mindlessly or whatever. But if you're intentional, then yeah, it's a different experience, different
Yes.
approach.
Yes. I think social media in general. Like I've gone through kind of ups and downs with
Yeah,
social media and Instagram, and I feel like I'm in a happy place now.
yeah.
But it can play like
I can play mind tricks.
it can play mind tricks.
Yeah, I can play mind tricks, of
Oh,
course.
what I'm not worthy because somebody didn't like that post. Like, no, has
Yeah,
nothing to do with that.
has
Like
nothing to do
it's
with it.
you know what I mean. But I
That's
think
what we tell ourselves. Well, that's
it's
what we tell
easy.
ourselves.
It's easy for anybody to feel that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll go back to the community and just surround yourself with people that are good to you.
yeah. It's important,
And it's a vice versa thing, right?
of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
you give to get, or you get to give. One of
Hmm.
those things. Well, we're up against the hour, so really appreciate your time for jumping on this thing, Tatiana.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
I
Thanks
did.
for jumping on. All your friends and family here. Jeez, what a response.
Thank you.
Any words that you want to give out? Any final thoughts?
Just thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
You're
thank you
welcome.
for what people have done for me. Thank you for how people are going to support me, and just the overall community has been
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, and
Excellent.
thank you for having me.
Oh, you're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. We love you and so proud of you. Shout out to Michael Berg.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for jumping on this thing, for all your questions and comments. And go, if you're not following Tatiana for some odd reason, go check her out. Links are in the description. And we'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Thanks so much.